Talking. Calm down.
Okay, I was just going to say, my brother's a trained hypnotist. He can help with depression. He told me that. He can also help with people talking through your shows. Ah, well, something like that.
That's cool.
Right, on to some more cheerful music. That's a joke. I was born in London. My mum was Irish, believe it or not, and County Roscommon. And growing up in London, we were right by the Thames, and we were always sort of fascinated by it. My dad lost his wedding ring in it, jumping in there. One of my uncles dived in to save somebody, almost died himself. Another one jumped in and actually died. So there's always quite a big fascination with this thing, this big river going by.
Well, it happened to me as well, because I found out, you know, that my uncle or something, and you know, I never find out they called me John, and there was never had a John in the family. He said, oh, well, yeah, it was the bloke that jumped off the bridge, in Albert Bridge, and got washed up at Hayes Wharf, so we called you after him. I thought, well, he was in, well, I don't know if he was in the poor house. I don't know what went on, Dave. It's very strange days. But anyway.
They say that for myself.
You can see the way it's going, can't you?
I said none of my family chucked themselves in the river, so...
No one said he chucked himself in there, that's the thing.
Well, lad, mate.
Part-time job with the Samaritans, actually. I phoned in sick one day, but they talked me out of it.
Rough joke.
Oh, fuck.
And there's a bloke who shall remain nameless who I used to play with, and I always used to get phone calls from him, and they were always on Vauxhall Bridge or Albert Bridge, and it's like, you know, I get these phone calls like midnight or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and I always used to leave the phone on, and they say, yeah, Kurt, yeah, it's me, it's I'm on Albert Bridge right now, you know. You alright, mate? You alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just, you know, just sitting up here watching the river go by. Okay. And I used to talk to you for about an hour, and then you go, I'm going home now. So I presume, I hope, in my tiny, small way, I sort of saved him from going for a swim in the Thames like the rest of my relatives. So, anyway, this song is it's actually written about him, but it's got a lot of sexist stuff in it as well. And it's called Man Down.
Well, go ahead.
He had a bit of bad luck. He fell out of an aeroplane. He had a bit of bad luck. He put his head out of a moving train. He had a bit of bad luck, and I'm coming back to explain. Man down, man down. Really blinded, really drowned. Man on a bridge with nothing or less. Have you one less request? He said he needed fresh air. Went for a walk, why would anyone care? Beneath the pale moonlight, looking for a friend. Take him to his journey's end. Standing on Albert Bridge, waiting for his phone to ring. Man down, man down, really
this one has got a story behind it. So, when we were young,
A snuff glue.
me and Ruffy, yeah. So we were together quite a long time. And I started in '77, I think, and but we didn't get released this record till '79. We made it in '78, but we couldn't afford to release it. And me and Ruffy used to work in this garage in the Vintry Garage in Southwark Bridge. Remember, Dave? Fucking
Yeah,
fun.
we were on. In those days, you could go on the dole and kind of learn a trade. It was a great thing. You could go there just about to live on. Bit of moonlight. We worked at the gas station a bit.
Yeah, wound up working in the gas station. It was brilliant.
But carry on.
Yeah, so anyway, the guy that sort of employed us and that, he had a BMW, he had an Audi, he worked in loads of gold, and we couldn't afford to release a record, so he said, well, how much you need? We said, well, 100 quid. Which was, seems nothing now, but he sold some of his gold. And Misty and Roots, this great reggae band that we've been playing with, you may know about. So they had a label called People Unite. And so they released our record, which is In a Rut, right, on this record, on their label, which was brilliant, because we were like, on People Unite, on this black label. It was like, wow, this is amazing, Yeah. And we got like 1,000 of them pressed up, delivered, and I don't know if you've ever seen 1,000 singles back. It's loads, and we thought, how are we going to sell that? And we put them under Ruffy's bed, remember? And the next day we got a call from Jeff Travis from Eton. Yeah, I'll have 500.
He bought 500.
Yeah.
Get in. We had a friend who'd managed to get. He was a record plugger, a friend of a friend, and he managed to drop a single into John Peel's box at the BBC. And he played it that night.
So,
it was Manna from
I don't know how much it was a copy, but we ended up selling 52,000 and never saw a penny.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't care. This is called In a Rut.
Yeah! Come on!
I'm in a state I don't feel straight, I can't love or hate, I can't feel nothing, can't feel no sting, only just learning. I ain't no king, you're in a rut, you gotta get out of it, 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 you're in a rut, you gotta get out of it, out of it, out of it. Don't try that noose, you ain't that sluice. It's just abuse, don't take that ride in suicide. You cut your wrists, you try that bit, you're in a rut. You gotta get out of it, out of it, out of it, out of it, out of it. You're in a rut. You gotta get out of it, out of it, out of it. Take it on now, boys.
Mr. Brandon.
Up to you, Brandon. Help me, people. I can't concentrate. I'm in a state. I don't feel straight. I can't love or hate. I can't feel nothing. Can't feel no sting. Only just learning. I ain't no king. You're in a rut. You gotta get out of it, out of it, out of it, out of it, out of it. You're in a rut. You gotta get out of it, out of it, out of it, out of it, out of it. You're in a rut. You gotta get out of it, out of it.
unite remains the message. Where are we? All right. Yeah, we back in the earlier days, we had a drummer called Jim Riley, and Jim was a one-man fucking wrecking ball. Lovely, lovely guy, really nice guy, but he wanted to live the rock and roll lifestyle from day one. And we were on tour in Sweden, I think, at the time. This story has got fuck all to do with the song I'm about to play. And but it just always makes me laugh. And we were on tour in Sweden, in the middle of nowhere, because a lot of Sweden is nowhere. There's lots and lots of, like, you know, mountains, trees, moose. There's not a lot out there. And so we're out there in the middle of the night in this hotel room, bored out of our skull. Well, actually hammered out of our skulls. We're really shit-faced drunk. And Jim decides he's read all these books on Keith Moon from The Who. And Jim decides, fuck it, I'm going to trash me bedroom. You know, fuck it. I want to throw a TV out a fucking window like Keith Moon did. And we're like, you sure about it? We were all as drunk as he was. So half of us are, you sure about this? And the other half are, yeah, go on, Jim, it'd be fucking funny. Yeah, go on. So Jim gets this, I mean, with much encouragement from the rest of us. He opens the window. It's bastard freezing. You can feel the wind comes in. And he's only a little fella as well, Jim. So he's got this TV and he's wobbling across the room with it. He gets it up on the windowsill and he gives it an almighty shove. And all you hear is, we were on the ground floor, and this thing it's just landed in a flower bed outside, and we're like, yeah, all right then, John Bonham, go out and fucking bring the telly back in again. That story has nothing to do with this song, but we were talking earlier about Sinead and Connor, and both Dave and myself were lucky enough to work with the equally wonderful Kirsty McCall back in the day. And this next song was one that was written a bit later in my career, and we were in the studio playing it back, and we were like, it needs something else, it needs something else. So it needs female vocal on it, and but we couldn't think of who to get. And I happened to go out that night. I went to see Madness at the Hammersmith Odeon, and ran into Kirsty in the foyer of the gig, and we were kind of old friends at that point. I went, of course, Kirsty, she'd be perfect. And at the time she was being looked after by a guy called Frank Murray, that was from Dublin. Frank used to look after Thin Lizzy and eventually ended up managing the Pogues. And this is all incestuous, you'll notice all these names, everybody knows everybody. And so I just went up to Kirsty and went, hello gorgeous, come and sing on me record on Thursday, will you? And Frank was like, well, you know, we need to negotiate a fee, and Kirsty just turned to Frank and went, fuck off, Frank, he's a mate. So she turned, for the princely sum of 3 vodka and grapefruit juices, she came and sang on the record. And this is the song. It's a song called She Grew Up.
Yo. Go ahead, let her ride.
Somewhere I knew the face, but she had no spike in her hair back in '78. Now the plastic pen line of skirt and the safety pins that given way to a zip pocket shirt and designer jeans. And she said, I grew up. You know how it goes. Oh yes, I grew up, but we never I met her looking for fun. She likes, and she still loves to dance. And she said, I guess I grew up.